picks.
So hot. So hot.
So hot it tastes like dog.
Whoa, easy.
Whoa. Whoa there. Well, all right. Here comes Giannis. How many points is Giannis? What is this defense? What was that?
That is what we call the Swiss cheese defense. 25 for 34.
Ah.
That will, the Suns have been outshooting the Bucks in the series, so
I mean,
this
we're
is
out
not
shooting you
indicative
tonight.
of the series. Although Suns winning is indicative of the series, just how it's happening.
Well, you see how Giannis got that? I'm just frustrated right now. I don't even want to do this show. This is.
Oh, you
Oof.
see that? I can't even control my player because he did the I'm going to shoot it and then walk away without even looking.
He's Prince. Good.
Yes. What is it? I think, yeah. So,
Shirts versus blouses, Connor. Like, what is that? Chris Middleton is.
shirts versus blouses. You know where they had blouses sometimes? In
Are you gonna say
Newfoundland,
in
Canada.
Toronto? No, they do not.
I guarantee you can buy a blouse in Newfoundland.
It, in the women's department, just like you can
I
buy a blouse in Orlando.
Well, Rutledge, that doesn't help with my transition now, does it? You need a little
Well,
help
you're
with your transition.
you're transitioning to blouses.
I, oh my gosh. Well, uh, you know who doesn't need to transition to blouses because he's playing like a man is Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. sounds like a supervillain name, and he is 22 years old and absolutely crushing it. He's supposed to catch Jose Batista's numbers. He was an All-Star MVP at 22. You know what I was doing at 22, Connor?
You were probably picking out blouses for friends.
What I was picking out blouses for you. At 22 years old, I was buying the McDouble and the McChicken and putting them on top of each other and eating it because I thought that was a good idea.
You were doubling down.
Oh man, we were doubled down.
The
We were
Mick double down.
doubled. We were doubly broken.
That
But
yeah.
my wife thought it was impressive. That's how we got married. She saw me double down and she said, "This is what we're eating." But either way, he has been awesome. George Springer has not because he is hurt, but Guerrero has been going good. But the big thing is the Blue Jays are going into trade deadline, and they need some help. So Connor, where do you think they should attack the trade deadline for the Blue Jays?
You know what's interesting, Rutledge, is it could be very easy to just say that you need pitching because of the pitching woes of the Blue Jays. But if you kind of look at their roster makeup throughout the course of the season, a lot of it has been that their pitchers have been hurt. And they've got some good pitching. You know, it's not like they're dominant, but you could definitely see that upward trajectory of good pitching. Um, as we got closer and closer to the All-Star break. So I would, and you had at one point, what is it, three All-Stars? I'm forgetting their names off the top of my head, but first base, second base, and third base, all were Blue Jays. So you have a good infield. I would say being able to figure out a way to get a nice bat there in the outfield, probably center field. Either that or, and I know I just said they don't need pitching. My stock response, I feel like in Major League Trade baseball, trade deadline is we'll just get some more middle relief. But I would say for sure, a nice good utility bat in the outfield that could also play some defense.
So who would you go after?
Oh, geez. There's a few cats for the Texas Rangers that I've been hearing some buzz around. I think that there's still a lot of folks out there, and the interesting thing too is you got to remember the Blue Jays are they're close to being sellers. It's not a guarantee that they're going to be a buyer here at the trade deadline.
Yeah, they're sitting right now at 48 and 42, third in the AL East. They let Boston put up 13 runs yesterday, and they have Boston coming up three different series in the next 30 days. So are definitely playing some hardball out there.
including
I'm different.
5 of their next 8.
Yeah, so it's a sting for them. The way I look at it is if you're allowing 13 runs, I would go into pitching. They don't have, and I pulled, of course, Rutledge loves his stats in the stats machine. Um, they have
Sponsored by
48
Google,
wins,
potentially another sponsor for us.
sponsored by Google one day. So the Jays have the MLB's leading batting average at 2.65 or .265, and they have 140 home runs. However, they only have 48 wins in pitching, which is 11th in baseball, and they're 10 wins behind the Dodgers, and they have a 3.9 ERA, where the Dodgers have a 3.19. So to me, that says you need to get a closer. Someone I go out there and spend the money on, and I could say this is a little bit of a Braves homer, is go get Craig Kimbrell. Read this and a great take on it. Craig Kimbrell's sitting out there. He's in Chicago. Chicago is not having the season that they originally thought they were, even though I may have called for a all Chicago um, World Series. Go get yourself a dynamite closer who can help you shut down games. You're in a very tough division with some very powerful bats with both Boston and those Yankees. You need a stellar closer. If you're not going to get him, pick up Kyle Gibson from the Texas. He's got a 6-1 record as a pitcher, and he has a 2.29 ERA. Let's get someone that can give you some consistent pitching, so that you're not getting the doors blown off of you. Just like that with Eric Bledsoe blowing the doors off of me.
But I think that Rutledge, as it relates to a guy like Craig Kimbrell, that doesn't feel like a Blue Jays kind of move, though, right? Because he's kind of the biggest name pitcher out there. I feel like a good Blue Jays move is like somebody who, the nonchalant fan might see, oh, we got this random pitcher, and you kind of go, who? And you have to
Yeah.
look at his stats and kind of see where he's from and things like that. And maybe he's a guy that can come in and get you 2 outs in the 7th inning, 3 innings a week. But that's what you need. So I hear you on the pitching side. I don't foresee the Blue Jays going after a Craig Kimbrell type guy. That just doesn't feel like a Blue Jays type move.
I could see them doing it if they were second place in the division, or maybe even in first place, or if they were in the NL West with, and they're not, but if they were like the Padres and they needed that piece, I could see them making that move. I think it's a really good move, but we know Craig Kimbrell is expensive, and while I like the idea a lot, you don't make a bad point because it's a big move for them to go get. So we'll see how they do down the stretch in the next 30 days. We'll keep an eye on them.
Kyle Korver for 3, a.k.a. Ashton Kutcher, bounced out.